Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to B&K Bees. Today I am setting up a couple cell builders for grafting in a few days and just generally going through a yard of bees, hopefully an entire big yard of bees. So we'll have quite a lot of bees to hang out with and play with over the course of the next couple of hours. And I have limited amount of time before the rain starts again, so let's get started. The truck is full of brood boxes. I have some bottoms and lids, not for general splits, but for, once again, setting up cell builders. So I'll talk more about that as I get out there. Alright, so now here I am at the yard. And this is what I drive up to. Busy bees. That's good. I'm getting in some syrup, hopefully building up, and hopefully I'll see some nice big brood nests when I get in there. Alright, so now, for the first time in 2020, after about a month and a half of, on and off warm weather, I'm about to dig into these colonies and get into the brood areas, do after winter assessments. I've got tags made up, duct tape tags and thumbtacks and a Sharpie, and I'm ready to tag these up to tell me in later inspections where they were at now, and then also pull frames out for a couple of cell builders to start off the queen rearing portion of the year. So hopefully I'll create 2 10-frame cell builders in this yard and get everything tagged up and in the appropriate sized boxes. I have a bunch of boxes in the back of the truck ready for that. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so here we've got a big old sheet of brood with some emerged in the center. I am looking for the queen, and I found her. Big old dark queen right there. And so now that I've seen her, I can set her aside and take some frames for a builder. Okay, so I am going to take this one, a good old sheet of capped brood. Alright, now I'll replace it with a drawn frame. Alright, now I'm into brood on this one. Freshly capped, light colored brood cells. Everything looks good. This one's not crazy built up. It's like a 6-framer, so I'm not going to take anything from here. So this single over here is light. They have 6 frames of brood. I think that they are low on fresh brood, on young larvae, because they're light. I don't have any sugar. I have money for sugar, but I can't buy it in bulk right now because of the pandemic. So I'm in a predicament, but luckily I've got a bunch of colonies and I can take from others. So what I'm doing right now is, you see not that one, over here. This is a frame of honey. That side doesn't look so much like it. Here you go. Alright, so a nice frame of honey that I'm taking from that double, and I'm going to give to this light one so as to not lose them before these dandelions pop out. Because once again, I don't have access to sugar the way I need it right now. So that's disappointing, but we'll make do. So I'm going to give this this light single a frame. Oh, that's so nice when the inner cover just comes right off. Whew, it's almost like they were designed to come off of the boxes. But I know they're not. They're designed to stick to all the frames and pull the frames up when you remove them. Little known fact. Alright, so this is a completely empty frame that these bees wish was full of honey. I'm not going to transfer foragers from hive to hive, so I'll shake them off. Just bring this one over here and set it down. And take this nice gift and give it to these ladies. They're not nearly as grateful as you should be, ladies. They stung the pad of my hand and it hurts. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy to be messing around with bees on a nice day. Boy, I'm happy to be out here. Stings don't bother me. Alright, let's continue to go through this double. Why don't we? I'm hoping to find a considerable amount of brood in here. I was going to remove that top box, but those frames are stuck to the bottom frames. So I'm going to go through the top box first. Alright, this is evidence that the heavy colonies, the larger colonies, are getting most of the syrup, because this is heavy with wet syrup. The biggest downside to communal feeding. More syrup. Looks like this next one's brood. Brood. With a lot of drone brood. I'm getting stung again. And live drones walking around, indications that my timing is right in terms of creating a cell builder and starting to graft. No queen that I see. Okay, so this is largely emerged on this side. There's definitely some more activity, more brood on this side. If I can find this queen, I'm definitely going to take some frames from here. This is a beautiful capped brood frame. Eggs on the outside. Beautiful. Come on, queen, show me yourself. Another beautiful sheet of capped brood. I might take a couple frames from here if I can find this queen. Oh, I'm getting stung. Driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to put gloves on. Okay, no queen in the top box. With all the effort it took to get the lid open and trying to get this top box off, that doesn't surprise me. I'm sure she ran away from the chaos. So hopefully I'll find her down below. Yeah, I gotta put gloves on. I'm done getting stung. Alright, now hopefully my hand won't be as enticing as of a target as it was. Although it's more difficult working with gloves without a doubt. Which is why you don't see me with gloves very often. But I've got a lot more hives to work today. And so like 4 or 5 stings from one of the first colonies I get into isn't an ideal situation. I can handle a bunch of stings, but I don't want to have to. You know, who knows how many I'd catch if I just continued the way I was. Alright, I found her. She's not the biggest queen I've ever seen in my life. But there's a queen right there. Which means I'm going to close this back up and hurry up and take some frames out of the top before she has a chance to move up. Alright, now that box will be easier to deal with. Alright, now I've got a couple I can bring over to the builder. Alright. I am going to put these in the center where those other frames came from, because there's more than enough bees in this hive to keep everything warm. So on this tag I'm writing the date and the word great and took 2. So I'll know that they were filling out a majority of the space and they had an ample brood nest, a nice brood nest, and that I took 2 frames. So to know that next time I'm coming through taking. Because even though a colony's doing really well, it doesn't mean I want to stunt it by taking too much. I'd love for these ladies to continue producing for me throughout the rest of the year. Okay, and here's what my builder looks like so far. I need about 5 more frames of brood, some food, and a few more shakes and nurse bees. I'm going to cut the camera off now, because this video is getting super long. I will pick it back up if and when something interesting happens.